So we are celebrating this morning, Mr. Jumaane, and of course we are here to celebrate two of our sons, and of course one of them is right in studio. However, he's here to give support to. I'm talking to Mr. Delroy Andrews, who is the first of Tobagonian to be associated with the top R&B fraternity internationally. Just guide me so I stay on the rhyming scheme. But just to introduce you, Mr. Andrews,
Yes.
tell us about your role in this Grammy nomination, possibly for Kijahli Mills.
Correct. So I am Tobago's first Grammy Award-winning music producer.
Great.
All right. As you can remember, the last time I was here was for you guys to help me to shed light on the talent here, and because I wanted to do a talent search,
Right.
and you guys happily lent me the platform. As a result of that search, I stumbled across Kijahli Mills, a very talented young R&B hip hop artist. Kijahli and I continue to work, and one of the songs that we have collaborated on is now up for consideration for a Grammy Award.
How does that happen?
That
When
hap-
your music is on YouTube, let's say I create a rap now, and it's popular, and I put it on YouTube. It may not meet the requirements, all the requirements, but tell us what are the requirements for consideration?
Right. In this unique case, what I did with Kijahli was suggest that he join the Grammy U. Grammy U is a program where they enroll young upcoming musicians into the program, and from there they segue into becoming Recording Academy members. Kijahli was able to get into the program under my recommendation, and he also needed an additional recommendation from another Recording Academy member. They reviewed his information and deemed him as suitable to join. And also, the unique thing about it also is that this year and this year only, Grammy U allowed Grammy U members to submit music for an actual Grammy. It will never happen again. This is almost a lightning in a bottle moment. So he has created history in being the first young Tobagonian to be in the Grammy U within the Caribbean region. At 20 years old, the first young Tobagonian to be considered for a Grammy Award.
And of course, just for some further clarity, so the Recording Academy, they would now review all of these considered artists and songs. Do they look at the artists or do they look at the songs? How does it work in that aspect?
They vetted in all aspects. So they look at the artists, they look to see if it's at international standard to compete against. All right, so they make sure that the credits are all there, the lyrics are all there. They go through an entire vetting process, and once that is good to go, they send it out to people like myself, all the professionals within the industry, to vote.
All right, and just before we get him, because I understand that he's coming in virtually with us this morning, Mr. Mills.
He's not ready yet.
In terms of you, Deroy, of course, you would have worked with icons in the music industry, Jay-Z, Alicia Keys, and the list goes on. I started at those top two because they are familiar names. But of course, you would have worked with a number of international stars and also continue to work with local artists as well, or artists from Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
But in terms of the being a member on the voting panel, just give us a little glimpse into how does that work? Is it just based on your credentials?
Like myself becoming a voting member?
Yeah.
You would have to be recommended to become a member. So I would have to, in other words, I have 2 votes every year. I'm given 2 votes every year, which I can then recommend, one for Brother B, one for you. All right, so every year they give us 2. And you give me your information, you send in your information, and we put it into the academy. And they themselves have to say, well, they'll go look at your credentials, they'll go look at your credentials and say, well, okay, we want this guy in because he'll be able to help us to judge against the other artists that are coming in and to make sure that at the end of the day, the Grammy goes to the person that deserves it the most.
In the Trinidad and Tobago, or even the Caribbean context, is there like a limit to how much persons like yourself, voting members, who are part of the panel, for much of a better word, or there isn't any limit? No matter where you're from, once you qualify, you become a voting member.
Yeah, there is no limit. And again, I urge for the youngsters to join Grammy-U. I urge for people like yourselves to see people like me that can give you a recommendation to become members. The more of us, Brother B, the more of us that we have inside of the academy, we can lobby for people like Marshall, for like Kess, push
Because I
ourselves
also
out
saw
there.
their names being listed as considered
Correct.
to consideration.
Right,
for
FYC,
Grammy.
right,
It's about 20 names I saw.
Correct.
And of course, Mr. Mills from Tobago is the only Tobagonian who is considered, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Correct, he is. He is
Very
history.
We have and let's go there. You mentioned the Marshalls, and all the others who have not reached that status of receiving a Grammy.
Correct.
So soca music is still struggling. Mr. Mills would have put out an R&B, quote unquote, the genre of R&B, and would have gotten this acknowledgement thus far. And we're hoping that he bring home the Grammy. The Jamaican can boast that Beanie Man, you name them, have already walked and take back Grammy to Jamaica.
Correct.
What is needed from the soca standpoint as a genre to get that acknowledgement, even for consideration to be voted on? We are not there yet. What do we need to do? And we'll come to the Grammy, to the genre of R&B that Juby would have tried out. And I don't know if you saw it yet, but we come into that. But just speak to the soca, why we are not there yet.
We need more members.
We need more members.
We need more members from our region within the academy. It's really that simple.
Wow. So it's not the music.
It's not the music.
So how?
Because the Grammy is the only award, it's one of those awards where it's peer voted. It is voted upon by peers, by the engineers, by the producers. You understand? The managers, once they are granted voting member status, because it's not everyone has voting member status like myself. But we need more members. So if there are more of us within the academy, then we can therefore lobby for the Kess. We can lobby for the Marshall. We can lobby for the Juby.
All right. Now that you're saying this here, and we are hearing this for the first time, I'm hearing that. I never knew it was as a result of the voting from who is there, like yourself. How do we generate that kind of interest to have people to lobby? Besides being here, what else do we need to do? Because clearly, our music, I mean, if they can take We're Ready by Bungie to be on Grey's Anatomy, and they can make movies and sitcoms and so on, it means that the music is acceptable at that level. However, we need to be boasting that Marshall is going to walk up today and thank him, mother and his father and them, and for the soca music. So when you leave here today, given that we know this, is there a role for the media, a local media, to push to have people become members on the board? Well, I call it a board, but it's not a board. You tell me what it is, and let's get it clear.
Yeah, it's an academy. We need more people to join the opportunities such as Grammy-U, to join the Recording Academy. Go on, recordingacademy.com and look at the information, read the information. Okay. That's why I came to you guys to expose the opportunity of Grammy-U, and I'm glad you guys helped.
All right. Well, from today, Juby, you and I are going to be members of the Grammy-U. We are going to. If it's that simple, then I think we have opportunity to vote for Mr. Mills.
Exactly.
So, given that it's opened for ordinary folks, should we say?
Yeah, the Recording Academy you can. Grammy-U is between 18 and I believe 28. But when we did get Kijahli, it was not that case. He was the first flag planted within the region. Right. Yeah, and then they opened it up, I believe, a year after. So again, this guy keeps making history.
Yeah, and do we? I know we're supposed to have him online with us, but just for some background, ladies and gentlemen, Tobago's very own Kijahli Mills has achieved a historic milestone, becoming the youngest artist from Trinidad and Tobago to earn Grammy consideration for his single Unlock in the melodic rap category.
Correct.
Melodic rap. And that's the thing, with Grammy Awards, there are a number of categories and subcategories.
Correct.
But he is being considered for the melodic rap category. And of course, he would have written and performed that particular track entitled Unlock. So, for some clarity again, Delroy, Unlock, so Mr. Mills And his sobriquet is what?
Kijahli.
Kijahli. He's part of the Grammy-U
Program. Correct.
And he was recommended by voters, including yourself?
Myself and an additional Grammy-U member.
Right, which now places him and that song to be considered or to be voted on by a particular panel in the Recording Academy.
All right, for clarification, because he was a member of Grammy-U and the Recording Academy gave the opportunity for this year and this year only for Grammy-U members such as Kijahli to be able to enter their songs into actual Grammy Award.
There are more talents in Tobago, and I'm sure you're aware.
Yes.
Mr. Mills is one. You have a responsibility, and you're ready to give back, as it were. You founded this talent, and you've put it out there, and he's now international name. Yeah. What are your plans to find other talents? What are you looking for? And where we can find these talents? Well, what do you intend to do to find the rest of the talents that are here?
Again, is to be here on platforms such as this, where you guys allow it, right? Yeah. I urge everyone with talent, and that's, again, I used the word last time. If you're hungry, and if you're coachable, such as Kijahli, and you understand that it's going to take work, and you have to be ready for the opportunity, I am here to assist.
Excellent.
This island is full, it is bursting with the seams in talent. And I'm going to try my best every time I'm here to smoke them out and to source them out and to encourage them forward.
Of course, I mean, we can't have you here and not ask you to share your social media pages.
Yeah,
Because,
so
I
we
mean,
can-
naturally persons will want to contact you.
Correct. So my Instagram is at Delroy, D-R-O-Y, Andrews, and Kijahli's, I believe, is ITZ_Jolly, J-A-L-I-I.
All right, and of course, congratulations to Kijahli. And he is, when would the announcement be made, though, in terms of
Whether he gets in.
whether he's a Grammy nominated artist
Right.
or not?
So right now we're in FYC, which is a 4-year consideration period, and that's when the songs get sent before people like myself and other professionals that are voting members. That would be considered first round, and from that they trickle it down to, the numbers to say, okay, the guys that could move forward to second round and hopefully on to winning the trophy.
Very good.
But this in itself is just significant.
Exactly.
And the fact that you guys helped me to source the talent from here, and again, it's a first, youngest. It's just a first and historic moment.
Excellent.
Yeah, sorry we
Thank
don't
you
have
again.
him with us this morning.
Sorry.
But
We'll
the
get him
intention
at some
was to
point in
get
time.
it.
Yeah. All
But
right.
congratulations, wherever he is. He's studying abroad right now,
Correct,
right?
in Connecticut.
And
right
he's
now.
from which part in Tobago?
Black Rock.
Okay.
And you're from Black
I am from Plymouth,
Plymouth.
and Lowlands. I live in Lowlands
Right.
as well. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a rap with that about Black Rock and Plymouth.
Yeah.
And when we are done, we will have some fun, spread the music, and get along. And with the style that we're pushing in town. And when the Juby, you can come in and sing a song.
I say, everything happening this Friday. Everything happening. We do it my way. We big up all the people in the Grammy. Kijahli doing this thing. I'll be tripping Friday.
Hey.
Every time I see him, I'll be sipping. I'll be having a time.